Outside of the Mafia series, there's a surprising lack of decent gangster video games, and even less so that let you get into the nitty-gritty of orchestrating your criminal underworld. Enter Empire of Sin, courtesy of Romero Games. RPS deputy editor Alice Bell got to give the strategy meets turn-based combat game a go, as well as have a chat with Brenda Romero about it. So, I sat down with her to have a little chat about what she thought. If you're jazzed to see Alice B come back again, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the Alice Bell.
Ronnie O'Neill. He's been a thorn in my side.
So, Alice Bell.
Hello, Astrid.
Deputy editor of rockpapershotgun.com.
I am back once again.
You're back once again.
With the ill behaviour on the channel.
Yeah, boy. Speaking of ill behaviour, crime is an ill behaviour.
Oh, it is. Oh,
it is.
Bad.
And I've been led to believe that you've played a video game that involves you being a criminal who does the crimes.
A crime doer, yeah.
What is that game called, Alice?
It is called Empire of Sin. Which is the new game from Romero Games, of Brenda Romero fame, and her husband or something, I think, as well.
Oh, yeah, you know, he did some stuff.
Yeah, so Empire of Sin is set 1920s Chicago, Prohibition era.
Cool.
And as you can see here, this is Alphonse, I think it's pronounced Capenay.
Capenay,
yeah.
Alphonse Capenay.
Capenay. Yep. And so there are basically two kind of strands to Empire of Sin. The first is your empire building, and you can actually play most of the game from this map view that you can see here. But if you want to, you can zoom in, and this is the street level view you get, with lots of people walking around. Very lovely 20s kind of atmospheric Chicago. And to build your empire, you have to take over rackets. You can level up different aspects of them. So this would be a speakeasy, I think, and they've given it a band there to get more people to come in.
That's
and
funky.
Then you also have a big part of prohibition,
right?
Because you were prohibited from drinking alcohol in America.
Booze was bad back in the day.
Booze is bad.
Yeah.
Is brewing your own alcohol, so you can quite granularly change how much goes where and what the quality is.
There's a really fine amount of control over every aspect of your big bad empire of criminal crimes.
Yeah, a real surprising amount. There are lots of ways it can interact with different things. So, if you don't have much money, you can brew rubbish booze to save money.
Okay,
but
right.
if you do that for too long, people will stop coming to your speakeasy because you'll get a reputation.
Because your booze is shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is, and this is an example of interactions and stuff as well, is that you have your crew, and they sort of have their own little side kind of things going on, and they can fall in love with one another, or one of them can fall in love and it be unrequited and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, so there's plenty of cheeky office drama.
There is, yeah. If there was an HR department in,
they'd be having a field trip right now. Yeah. Okay. So can you send your little crime boys out to do various different things for you?
I believe so. I mean, mostly it will be you going to do
the crime. Yes.
Because you're good at the crime as well. So one of the things that can happen is that if you annoy the head of another crime family, you get invited to a sit down, which is happening on screen now.
This man who's smoking a cigarette, looking all menacing, because it's the olden times where we're smoking as well. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And so you can, and they won't always be the same. Is the thing. Brenda Romero told me they sort of procedural almost. It's not as if it will be okay, you did this thing, so trigger, sit down, B, cutscene 5. It'll depend on a lot of things.
Okay.
But this sit down's gone very badly, so you're seeing an example of the combat.
Having a bit of a shootout.
Yeah, and so at the start of the game, you pick your boss from a load of different options. So this one is Alphonse Capenay. But you can pick.
So there's a wide variety of different crime boys that you can play.
Yeah, and crime people, because there's a few different ones. There's Elvira Duarte is one that she's actually John Romero's great grandmother, I believe.
Oh wow, that's an interesting family
she,
heritage.
Yeah, she ran like a kind of brothel racket in Mexico and South America. Or like
cool.
Stephanie St. Clair, who was I think a New York gangster. And this is sort of part of what Brenda Romero called alt history. So she liked gangsters. She would sort of fudge it a little bit. So like, a Mexican gangster is in Chicago.
To create sort of interesting character dynamics that might not have been a thing back in the actual history of the world.
Indeed. And so you can see the other side of building your empire is the combat, which is turn-based, quite similar to your kind of, if you've played like an XCOM, and
like
it can happen inside buildings or on the street. So you've got your cover, half cover, movement distance, and
you've
then
got these little scared people with
running
their umbrellas.
And that's an execution is a quite a significant thing. So you can, if someone's down but not out, you can make one of your gang go and execute them.
Just get on with them with your big crime hands.
Yeah, and that's quite a powerful message in the game.
Yeah. Does does that make people see you as more like brutal and unforgiving?
Yeah, and it can make your gang more brutal and unforgiving. It can make that gang.
So it sort of changes the way that your gang behaves.
Yeah. So like if they do too many executions, they become cruel. So they like doing executions.
Yeah.
And if they do even more of that, they could become a serial killer. So then you can't leave them alone with anyone else in your gang.
Oh wow!
Because they might kill people in your gang.
So it really is the littlest things in the game that you might do, not even think about it, can have these wildly varying consequences.
I was very surprised by how often I was surprised, because I played it for a couple of hours. I played as Frankie Donovan, who is based on Brenda Romero's great grandfather, who was originally from Cork in Skibbereen.
Oh wow!
And his real name was Paddy Donovan, and she was like, we couldn't call him that because people would think it was fake.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And I got into a turf war with Capanet. And he called me to a sit down and then ambushed me. So there's all this stuff that can happen.
That cheeky crime boy.
I know. And she did say that they're still working on the balance.
Okay, yeah.
So that might not. She wouldn't expect that to happen necessarily in your first 2 hours in the main game.
Yeah.
But it can happen.
It's a possibility that you might expect at some point in your time playing Empire of Sin.
Yes, and there's a lot of detail and a lot of like narrative detail stuff actually. So it's kind of half your sort of turn-based combat, and then half actually the managing and the nitty-gritty and stuff. And there's a lot like there's weapons, like different skills. I was very pleasantly surprised at like how good it is.
Yeah.
Basically, for where it is in development, it's not going to come out for a little while now.
Oh wow! Okay.
Still, I don't think.
So even in these early stages, there's like a lot of really, really good stuff going on.
Yeah, I think they said they're at the stage where they're pouring more like kind of missions and stuff in. But
yeah.
Definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely. I should imagine, especially, like there aren't really that like outside of the Mafia series, there aren't really that many gangster games, are there? And especially like particularly less gangster games that involve so much of that nitty-gritty sort of planning your crime empire thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Going on with
so you can like take over different people's things, you can form alliances, you can double cross people.
It's very strategic.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. So it should be coming out some point next spring.
Yes, so I believe they've targeted that, and it's looking in a good state as is.
Fantastic.
So I'm excited to see more.
I'm also excited to see more. Thank you very much for telling me about the Empire of Sin.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. This has been good. It's been good.
Do you want to join my gang?
Of course I want to join your gang. What's your gang called, Alice?
The Pecan Sandies.
Pecan Sandies. Oh damn! What's your? So you're the boss of the Pecan Sandies.
Yeah.
What's your gangster name, Alice?
I will get back to you on that one.
Is it still in the workshopping stages?
Early stage.
Cool. Okay. Well, I mean, Pecan Sandies is pretty good. So yeah, I'm down. I'm down either way.
Great.
Looking forward to it. Cool.
We hope you enjoyed this little chit-chat about Empire of Sin. I'm definitely quite eager to give it a go myself. What about you? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video informative and entertaining, then why not give it a like and subscribe to Rock Paper Shotgun while you're at it to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.
Come and get it.